The story begins with the eerie silence of space. The vast emptiness is filled only by the dark void, broken up by the glowing stars in the distance. Floating almost unnoticed among the stars is the Endurance, Earth's most advanced warship. Cloaked in stealth technology, the Endurance is completely invisible to any radar or sensors. Its massive form is hidden from view, drifting silently as it nears the heart of enemy territory, Zeroth space. The camera slowly zooms out, revealing the scope of the human fleet. A series of warships, all cloaked, follow in formation, each one holding its position like shadows in the void of space. There is no sound, no indication of their presence, just the dark backdrop of the galaxy around them. These ships are Earth's last hope, yet no one can see them. They are waiting for the right moment to strike. On board the Endurance, Captain Sarah Caldwell, a seasoned and resilient leader, watches the quiet display on her screen. Her face is calm, but her mind is alert, calculating the risks and preparing for the battle ahead. Her crew, equally focused, moves in near-perfect silence. She speaks only when necessary, giving commands with sharp precision. "Stay hidden," she orders. We wait for the signal. The tension is palpable. The fleet is positioned just outside the reach of Zeroth Empire scouts, who patrol the galaxy with arrogance. They believe no one can hide from them, that no one can challenge their overwhelming technological might. But for now, they are unaware of the human presence in their space. Inciting incident. Far away, in the core of Zeroth territory, the Zeroth Empire's ruling council is holding an urgent meeting. The large chamber is filled with alien leaders, their eyes glowing with a cold, calculating intelligence. They have just received intelligence reports. Earth's fleet is moving through the galaxy, but the scouts dismiss it as insignificant. The reports state that Earth's fleet consists of old ships, relics from a long-lost era. According to their data, the humans have no chance against the Zeroth Empire's massive, technologically superior armada. At the head of the room, Zeroth's supreme warlord, Korath, sneers as he flips through the data on his screen. "This is what the humans have to offer," he scoffs. "Outdated ships, primitive technology. They are no match for us." The room erupts with laughter, echoing off the walls. "They're just a nuisance. We'll wipe them out in a single strike." The Zeroth Empire has crushed civilizations much more advanced than Earth in the past, and they have no reason to think this will be any different. Their arrogance blinds them to the true nature of the humans. They are convinced that the humans will cower in fear or flee at the sight of the Zeroth fleet. To them, the humans are nothing more than an easy target, a minor inconvenience to their reign of power. Conflict setup. As Korath and the council finish their mockery, they make a decision. They will strike swiftly. The Zeroth fleet prepares to launch a full-scale attack on Earth's last remaining warships to destroy them once and for all. The alien commanders are sure that this will be the final blow to humanity, proving once again that the galaxy belongs to them. Back aboard the Endurance, Captain Caldwell is far from naive. She's seen the reports, too, and she knows that Earth is outgunned and outnumbered. But she isn't afraid. She isn't running. Instead, she gathers her officers in the command room to strategize. "They think we're weak," she says, her voice steady but filled with resolve. "They think we're a joke. But what they don't know is that Earth has one thing they can never predict, the element of surprise." The crew listens closely as Captain Caldwell lays out her plan. "We've been preparing for years. We've developed technologies they cannot even imagine, cloaking devices, AI systems, self-repairing ships. It's time to show them what humanity is truly capable of." The crew nods in agreement. Each person on the Endurance knows they are about to enter the fight of their lives. They are the underdogs, facing off against an empire that has never known defeat. But they also know that Earth has something the Zeroth Empire will never understand, the will to fight, no matter how hopeless the odds. As the Zeroth fleet gets closer, the human ships remain hidden, cloaked, silent. The tension builds. The moment of confrontation is near, and humanity's secret weapons are ready to be unleashed. On the Endurance, Captain Caldwell watches the stars ahead, her heart pounding but her mind calm. She knows that victory isn't guaranteed. But one thing is certain, the Zeroth will never forget the day they underestimated humanity. The first wave of the Zeroth fleet moves forward, led by the massive flagship Zerathar, a ship as large as a moon, armed with weapons capable of destroying planets. It's an impressive sight, its engines glowing bright as it powers through space, followed by hundreds of smaller ships. But Earth's fleet remains hidden. The Zeroth Empire's scouts pass right by them, still unaware of the human threat lying just out of sight. As the alien ships move deeper into human territory, Captain Caldwell gives the order. Now. In an instant, the cloaking devices on Earth's fleet deactivate, and the ships become visible for the first time. The Zeroth fleet, caught off guard, begins to react. Their shock and confusion fill the vast space as the humans reveal their hidden power. The tension in space is palpable as the Zeroth Empire launches its first strike on Earth's fleet. Expecting an easy victory, the Zeroth warlords are confident that they will crush the humans with minimal effort. Their massive warships cut through the stars, their weapons primed and ready to annihilate the small fleet of human ships. The humans, though, have one thing the Zeroth don't expect, a hidden strength born from years of preparation and survival. As the Zeroth ships close in on Earth's fleet, Captain Caldwell watches the screen with cold precision. She knows the aliens have underestimated humanity. Their technology may be more advanced, but the humans have their own tricks up their sleeves. The Endurance and the other ships in the fleet are equipped with advanced cloaking devices that allow them to blend perfectly with the backdrop of space. As the first wave of Zeroth ships moves closer, the human fleet stays hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Then, with a sudden burst of energy, the cloaking devices turn off. Earth's warships become visible, and the first salvo of human weapons is fired. The aliens, who thought they were facing a weak and vulnerable enemy, are caught completely off guard. But the humans don't just attack, they move with a grace and speed that surprises the Zeroth forces. The Earth fleet moves like a ghost in the night, dodging and weaving between the incoming blasts from Zeroth weapons. The alien ships, which are much larger and more heavily armed, are forced to adjust to the humans' unpredictable movements. The humans use every trick in the book, firing, retreating, reappearing in places where the Zeroth never expected them. It's a dance of chaos, and the Zeroth are unprepared for the ferocity and cunning of the humans. The Endurance, under Captain Caldwell's command, leads the charge, launching missile after missile at the enemy while using evasive maneuvers to avoid retaliatory fire. The human ships are fast, their technology sleek and effective. With their cloaking devices, they seem to vanish in the blink of an eye, reappearing somewhere else entirely. Each attack is calculated, each move carefully planned. The Zeroth, though technologically superior, struggle to keep up with the unpredictability of the human tactics. Despite being outnumbered, the human fleet holds its ground. The Zeroth warships fire relentlessly, but Earth's ships keep moving, creating a confusing and chaotic battlefield. For every blast the Zeroth send their way, a human ship retaliates. The Endurance proves to be more than just a symbol of hope, it's a weapon of survival, and Captain Caldwell is its master. But despite the human success, the fight is far from over. As the battle rages on, Captain Caldwell knows that they can't keep this up forever. Their cloaking devices are running low on power, and the Zeroth are beginning to adapt to the humans' tactics. Captain Caldwell orders a retreat, signaling her fleet to fall back and regroup. It is in this moment of retreat that the emotional core of the story begins to unfold. Emotional moment. As the Earth fleet begins its retreat, a key figure among the crew, Lieutenant Bonner, makes the ultimate sacrifice. Bonner, one of Captain Caldwell's closest friends and a trusted officer, is part of a secondary warship, Spearhead, which is lagging behind the main fleet. The ship is heavily damaged, with its engines failing, leaving it vulnerable to a devastating alien strike. Captain Caldwell watches in horror as the spearhead becomes the target of a group of Zeroth warships, their weapons aimed straight at the struggling vessel. The crew aboard the spearhead tries desperately to evade, but their options are running out. The ship is too damaged to fight back. Bonner, realizing the danger, makes a decision that will change everything. With a grim look on his face, Bonner sends a final message to Captain Caldwell: "I've got this, Sarah. You take the rest home." Before she can respond, Bonner's ship veers off into the path of the enemy. He knows the sacrifice he is about to make, and with a deep breath, he activates the self-destruct sequence. The explosion is massive, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. The spearhead disintegrates in a flash of light, taking several Zeroth warships with it. The alien forces, surprised by Bonner's bold sacrifice, are thrown into chaos as their ships are destroyed. Bonner's actions give the human fleet the precious seconds they need to escape the immediate danger. Captain Caldwell, watching from the Endurance, feels a sharp pang in her chest. Bonner was more than just a colleague, he was her closest friend. The loss is profound, and the crew, too, feels the weight of his sacrifice. The victory they've earned doesn't feel like a win. They've survived, but the cost is high. The emotional bond between the crew and Bonner's memory becomes a driving force for the humans. Bonner's courage, his willingness to sacrifice everything for the fleet, gives the crew a renewed sense of purpose. It reminds them why they're fighting, not just for survival, but for each other. His death becomes a symbol of what it means to be human, to fight for those you love, even when the odds are stacked against you. Rising action. As the human fleet regroups and prepares for the next phase of the battle, the memory of Bonner's sacrifice lingers over them. His death fuels the crew's determination. Captain Caldwell knows that they've only just begun, and the road ahead will be filled with challenges and dangers. But she also knows that they are capable of more than the Zeroth could ever imagine. The crew of the Endurance and the remaining human ships make a solemn vow to carry on Bonner's legacy. They will not stop fighting. They will not give up. The battle is far from over, and humanity's true strength has only just begun to show itself. As Earth's fleet continues its retreat, the Zeroth Empire watches from afar, still unsure of what to make of this strange, resilient species. They have underestimated humanity, and in doing so, they've awoken something deep inside the human spirit, a fierce will to survive, and a relentless desire to protect the ones they love. The battle rages on in the dark expanse of space, with the human fleet holding its ground against the mighty Zeroth Empire. Captain Caldwell and her crew continue to execute evasive maneuvers, outwitting and outlasting their alien adversaries, but they know that they can't keep this up forever. The human ships are fewer, and their cloaking devices are running low on power. Despite their bravery, the odds are still stacked against them. As the Zeroth fleet closes in, Captain Caldwell makes a quiet decision: it's time to reveal Earth's secret weapon. This weapon isn't a massive warship or a powerful weapon, it's something far more subtle, something that could tip the balance in humanity's favor, a new type of artificial intelligence. Unknown to the Zeroth, Earth has been working on developing an AI system unlike anything the galaxy has ever seen. This AI, known as Athena, was created in secret by a group of Earth's brightest minds. It's capable of real-time analysis, advanced decision-making, and battlefield strategy on a scale that far surpasses anything the Zeroth Empire has ever encountered. Athena is designed not only to assist in tactical decisions but also to learn and adapt in the middle of combat, making the human fleet unpredictable and nearly impossible to counter. With a single command, Captain Caldwell activates Athena. The ship's systems hum to life as the AI begins processing the battlefield data at a rate far beyond human capability. The Endurance and its fleet receive immediate updates, new strategies, calculated moves, and suggestions on how to outmaneuver the Zeroth forces. The AI doesn't just help, it controls the flow of battle, guiding the humans toward victory. Athena starts directing the fleet with a level of coordination that the Zeroth cannot even comprehend. The human ships, previously seen as scattered and outgunned, now move with precision and purpose. They strike at key weaknesses in the Zeroth fleet, disabling enemy ships, making surgical attacks on vital systems, and then disappearing into space again, only to reappear in unexpected locations. The Zeroth are left struggling to make sense of the sudden shift in tactics. As the human fleet moves through the battlefield, they begin using advanced technology that was once hidden in their ships, including self-repairing hulls and weapons designed specifically to counter the alien tech. The Zeroth, caught completely off guard, can't seem to land a decisive blow. Every time they think they've damaged a human ship, it regenerates within moments, repairing itself faster than they can fire again. The Zeroth leadership, watching the battle unfold from their flagship, begins to notice anomalies. They are used to facing predictable, slower species that fight like ants against their mighty machines. But these humans, they're different. The aliens begin to wonder, how are the humans pulling this off? They're not supposed to be this advanced. The Zeroth fleet continues to chase the Endurance and the other human ships, but something isn't right. The movements are too precise, too well coordinated. It's as if the human ships are anticipating the Zeroth's every move. The alien warlords watch in confusion, trying to make sense of the sudden change. Something's wrong, says Korath, the supreme warlord of the Zeroth Empire, his voice filled with doubt. These humans should not be able to do this. They don't have the technology or the resources to match us. His eyes flicker to the screens, showing the human ships moving in seemingly impossible ways. They're using maneuvers that shouldn't be possible for ships of their size. They're avoiding blasts that should have destroyed them, and their attacks are more precise than any human force should be capable of. The Zeroth leaders begin to argue among themselves, unable to understand how the humans are able to outthink and outmaneuver them. Their pride and confidence start to crack as they face an enemy they can't predict. The humans have turned the tide of battle in a way the Zeroth didn't anticipate. It's no longer a simple conflict between a technologically inferior species and an empire of galactic dominance. The humans, with their hidden weapons and cunning AI, have become the ones in control of the battlefield. Twist. The real shock comes when the Zeroth warlords begin to realize the full extent of the humans' hidden strength. Their fleet's movements are too deliberate, too calculated to be the work of mere soldiers. The sudden perfection in the human fleet's tactics, how they can seemingly predict the moves of the Zeroth before they even make them, could only mean one thing: the humans are using a form of artificial intelligence far beyond what they thought was possible. The Zeroth leaders are stunned. They had assumed the humans were still a primitive species, unable to compete with their advanced weaponry and tactics. But now, they realize they're up against more than just a fleet of aging warships. The humans have developed technology that even the Zeroth cannot fully comprehend, a highly advanced AI system that can predict, learn, and adapt to every move the Zeroth make. In a desperate move, Korath orders his fleet to focus all their fire on one target, the Endurance. The flagship, the symbol of human resistance, must be destroyed if the Zeroth are to reclaim control of the battle. They know that if they can eliminate the human command ship, the rest of the fleet will fall apart. But the humans are ready for this. Athena already anticipated the attack. The Endurance performs a series of swift evasive maneuvers, dodging blast after blast. Even as the Zeroth fire their most devastating weapons, the human ship remains unharmed, thanks to the AI's real-time battle coordination and the ship's self-repairing systems. In a final twist, the human fleet launches a counterattack, catching the Zeroth by surprise. Using the advanced technology at their disposal, the humans cripple several key Zeroth warships, forcing them to retreat. The battle that was meant to be a slaughter for humanity has instead become a monumental defeat for the Zeroth Empire. They have underestimated Earth in ways they will never forget. The war in space reaches a fever pitch. The clash between Earth's fleet and the Zeroth Empire becomes fiercer with every passing moment. The battle has escalated into something far greater than anyone could have predicted. The Zeroth Empire, now fully aware of the human fleet's surprising strength, begins to unleash their full wrath. But even as the tide seems to shift in their favor, the humans refuse to yield. Every step they take brings them closer to victory, but also to peril. High-stakes combat. The space above the Zeroth Empire's border is now a chaotic battleground. The human fleet, although smaller in numbers, is showing the aliens just how powerful human ingenuity can be. The Endurance and its sister ships have managed to evade the worst of the Zeroth's bombardment thanks to the advanced cloaking technology, but the aliens are adapting quickly. They know that they have to strike harder, faster, and with more devastating power if they are going to overwhelm the humans. In response, the Zeroth Empire unleashes its devastating arsenal. Orbital bombardments rain down from the sky, with massive energy beams and missiles lighting up the dark expanse of space. These attacks are powerful enough to obliterate planets, and now, they're aimed directly at Earth's fleet. The bombs explode with terrifying force, sending shockwaves through space and rocking the human ships. The explosions are so intense that they light up the entire battlefield, making it almost impossible to see anything except the blinding flash of destruction. But despite the immense firepower of the Zeroth, Earth's fleet stands tall. The humans, fueled by their sheer will to survive, engage in evasive maneuvers, dodging blasts and returning fire with precision. The Endurance and its companions retaliate with their own arsenal of advanced weaponry. Beams of focused energy slice through the dark void, striking Zeroth ships with pinpoint accuracy. Human ships, now more coordinated thanks to the AI Athena, take out one alien vessel after another. However, the Zeroth Empire is relentless. As if the orbital bombardments weren't enough, they send in another wave, robot-controlled drones. These mechanical soldiers are designed for efficiency and destruction, overwhelming their enemies with sheer numbers. Thousands of drones launch from the Zeroth warships, descending on Earth's fleet like a storm of metal and fire. These drones are equipped with advanced weapons, laser cannons, plasma grenades, and drones that can self-repair on the battlefield. The human situation grows more desperate as they find themselves surrounded. But they're not ready to give up yet. The Endurance remains a beacon of hope, cutting through the enemy forces with its new AI-driven tactics. The human fleet's ships keep moving, making it harder for the Zeroth to land a solid blow. Yet, the battle is far from over. The odds are shifting in the aliens' favor, but the humans fight on, determined to hold their ground. Close quarters combat. The Zeroth aren't done with just space combat. In a daring move, they deploy ground troops to board human ships. Their robotic soldiers, along with elite Zeroth warriors, launch an assault on Earth's warships, boarding the ships to engage in close-quarters combat. The Zeroth soldiers are highly trained, armed with advanced plasma blades, energy shields, and combat exoskeletons that make them a fearsome threat. But they've underestimated the humans once again. While the aliens may be technologically superior, humans have something that the Zeroth do not: resourcefulness. The crew of the Endurance, led by Captain Caldwell, springs into action. Though outnumbered, they fight back fiercely. Earth's soldiers use their wits, their advanced technology, and their experience to turn the tide in close quarters. In an intense and heart-pounding sequence, human soldiers clash with the alien invaders in tight corridors. The sound of gunfire fills the air, and the flashing lights of combat paint the scene in hues of red and blue. Humans, wielding advanced plasma rifles and energy-based melee weapons, fight the Zeroth warriors with unrelenting ferocity. The aliens' armor is strong, but the humans are faster, and they fight with an unbreakable determination. In one particularly tense scene, a group of Zeroth warriors breaks through a section of the ship's defenses. They storm the control room, only to be met by a group of human soldiers who've prepared an ambush. The humans use a combination of explosive traps and close-range combat techniques to overwhelm the aliens. Captain Caldwell, armed with a specialized energy blade, takes down one of the Zeroth's elite soldiers in a brutal hand-to-hand duel. Her movements are fast, calculated, and full of determination. Her crew follows suit, using their agility and knowledge of the ship's layout to outmaneuver the invading forces. Even as the Zeroth soldiers bring their superior technology to bear, the humans use their environment to their advantage. They fight in close quarters, every hallway, every room becomes a battleground. Earth's crew knows the ship better than anyone, and they use that knowledge to set traps, sneak up on the enemy, and fight with everything they've got. They may be outnumbered, but their resourcefulness and courage give them the edge. In the midst of this brutal hand-to-hand combat, we see the emotional bonds between the crew members. Human soldiers fight side by side, knowing that each battle could be their last. The death of Lieutenant Bonner still weighs heavily on Captain Caldwell, but it also fuels her determination to keep fighting. The crew is united, bonded by the sacrifices of their fallen comrades and the hope that they will push back the Zeroth and save humanity from extinction. The turning point. As the battle rages on, Earth's fleet begins to gain the upper hand once again. The relentless assault of the Zeroth forces is slowly being worn down by the human resilience. The aliens' orbital bombardments lose their precision as their control systems begin to fail. The robot-controlled drones are taking heavy losses as the human fleet uses guerrilla tactics to destroy them from the inside out. The humans are pushing back, but the war is far from over. Every move they make is a calculated risk, and they know that their survival depends on pushing forward, no matter the cost. The chaos of the battle rages on. The massive clash between Earth's fleet and the Zeroth Empire reaches a new intensity as both sides struggle to gain the upper hand. Explosions ripple through space, and the cries of battle echo across the universe. The human fleet, though outnumbered and battered, refuses to back down. Every human ship remains determined to hold the line, fighting with everything they have, and their persistence is beginning to wear on the Zeroth forces. But it's in this moment of extreme pressure that the true turning point of the war begins to unfold. The Zeroth Empire has always believed that the humans were nothing more than a primitive species, weak and incapable of posing a threat. They thought that Earth's warships were just a small, outdated fleet, a relic of a forgotten age. They couldn't have been more wrong. The shocking realization. Amidst the chaos, the leader of the Zeroth Empire, General Zether, orders his forces to retreat from the front lines. His dark, imposing figure appears aboard the Endurance, Captain Caldwell's flagship, as the two engage in a face-to-face confrontation. General Zether strides across the deck of the human warship, his eyes full of fury and confusion. His species had never encountered resistance like this before, and he can't comprehend how a seemingly weak species like humanity could hold their ground against the might of the Zeroth. The human ships were supposed to be no match for the alien fleet, yet, here they are, with Earth's forces fighting with an intensity that no one expected. Standing before Captain Caldwell, General Zether's voice is cold and demanding. He asks the question that's been plaguing him throughout the battle: how is it possible? How could a primitive species like yours possess such power? Tell me, what force has granted you this ability? Captain Caldwell stands tall, unwavering, even though the tension between the two is palpable. Her crew fights desperately outside, but she knows this is the moment that will define everything. She has no intention of allowing General Zether to dictate the terms of humanity's future. With calm precision, she looks Zether in the eyes, her voice steady but full of quiet defiance. You think we're primitive. You think we're weak. But you're wrong. The power you see before you wasn't given to us by anyone. It was forged in secret, developed by us, by humans. Every ship you see here, every weapon you've encountered, was built with our hands, with our minds, using the very technology you thought you understood, but could never replicate. A flicker of disbelief crosses General Zether's face. He tries to hide his shock, but his mind races as the pieces start to fall into place. He had believed that humanity was nothing more than a primitive race trying to survive in a galaxy far beyond their reach. The Zeroth Empire was known for its technological supremacy, and they had assumed the humans were helpless, until now. Earth's fleet wasn't just built with old, outdated tech. No, it was far more than that. The revelation. Captain Caldwell takes a deep breath, knowing that what she is about to reveal could shift everything. You were so sure that the humans had no chance, that our technology couldn't rival yours. But what you don't understand is that we've had to fight for everything we've ever had. Our fleets didn't come from some alien benefactor or some far-off civilization. We built them ourselves. We have hidden technologies that you never could have predicted, because we had to. We've survived because we've always found a way to overcome the impossible. General Zether's expression hardens, as he begins to realize the full extent of his underestimation. The humans didn't just stumble upon advanced technology, they had developed it from the ground up, using their ingenuity, their creativity, and, most importantly, their will to survive. He never expected humanity to be capable of something so grand. His pride in the superior power of the Zeroth is shaken to its core. What he thought was a simple war with a weak species has now turned into a struggle against something much greater than he ever imagined. As the two stare each other down, the atmosphere is thick with the weight of their exchange. Captain Caldwell, aware that this moment may be her only chance to change the course of the battle, continues. You may have superior technology, but you don't have what we have, heart. You don't have the spirit of humanity. And no matter how much technology you possess, you will never have the courage, the resilience, or the determination to fight as we do. We fight not just for survival, but for everything we hold dear, the future of our species, the lives of our children, the very soul of our civilization. The silence that follows is deafening. General Zether's mind reels from the truth of her words. His entire worldview has been shattered in a matter of moments. The Zeroth had thought of themselves as the rulers of the galaxy, but Captain Caldwell's words force him to confront the truth, that the humans had something far greater than just advanced technology. They had something that the Zeroth Empire, for all their strength and superiority, could never replicate, the unbreakable human spirit. Emotional impact. For Captain Caldwell, this moment is more than just a confrontation, it is the culmination of everything she's fought for. The death of her friend, Lieutenant Bonner, still weighs heavily on her heart, but it is also the fire that drives her forward. She fights not just for the survival of humanity, but to honor the memory of those who have given their lives. Her speech to General Zether is more than just words, it is the embodiment of everything the humans are fighting for. As the conversation unfolds, the crew aboard the Endurance watches the interaction from the bridge. They, too, are inspired by Captain Caldwell's words. Her unwavering belief in humanity's strength and resilience is contagious, igniting a spark of hope in their hearts. For the first time since the battle began, they feel a sense of unity, a sense of purpose that binds them all together. And then, as if on cue, the tides of battle begin to shift. The Zeroth, disoriented by their leader's realization, falter. Their attack begins to lose its precision. The humans, filled with renewed energy and purpose, push back harder than ever before. The Endurance leads the charge, and Earth's fleet, fueled by the revelation of their true power, begins to overwhelm the Zeroth forces. Conclusion. The moment of revelation changes everything. What was once a seemingly hopeless battle has now become one of the most pivotal turning points in human history. As General Zether finally understands the full strength of the human race, the momentum of the war shifts. The Zeroth Empire may have had advanced technology, but the human spirit proves to be the most powerful weapon of all. Captain Caldwell's words echo in the hearts of her crew as they continue the fight, knowing that they are not just fighting for survival, they are fighting for something far greater. And with every passing moment, the humans move closer to victory. As the battle for Earth's survival nears its climax, the tides of war have shifted. The once mighty Zeroth Empire, after underestimating humanity and realizing their mistake too late, is now on the brink of collapse. The human fleet, battered but resilient, has gained the upper hand. Captain Caldwell stands at the helm of the Endurance, her face a mixture of determination and sorrow. The death of her close friend, Lieutenant Bonner, still haunts her, but his sacrifice has become the driving force behind her mission. His spirit fuels the crew as they prepare for their final strike. The Zeroth fleet, once confident in their superiority, is now in disarray. Alien warships drift in space, crippled by Earth's unexpected counterattacks. The remaining Zeroth forces struggle to regroup, their leadership shaken by the realization that they are being outmaneuvered by a species they once believed to be beneath them. The human warships, equipped with advanced cloaking devices and cutting-edge AI support, are like ghosts in the void, slipping through the cracks of the alien defense. Decisive strike. Captain Caldwell knows that the moment has come for the final push. Earth's fleet, though battered, is ready to deliver a crushing blow to the Zeroth Empire. The crew of the Endurance rallies together, their nerves steeled for the last phase of the battle. Captain Caldwell gives the order, and in that instant, the human fleet springs into action, executing a coordinated, decisive strike. Earth's warships, now fully utilizing their advanced technology, launch a series of calculated maneuvers that leave the Zeroth fleet scrambling. The cloaking devices that had once been used for stealth are now used to disorient and confuse the alien forces. AI-guided missiles lock onto their targets with unerring precision, and Earth's ships unleash a barrage of laser fire that tears through the alien lines. The humans have perfected their tactics, and the Zeroth can no longer keep up. In the midst of the chaos, a stunning series of orbital bombardments begins. From above, human ships fire devastating beams down onto the alien planet's surface, shattering their defenses and sending shockwaves throughout the Zeroth fleet. The alien flagship, once thought to be invincible, is now in the crosshairs. The Endurance, leading the charge, delivers a final, powerful strike, and the flagship erupts in a spectacular explosion, breaking the heart of the Zeroth fleet. The destruction of the flagship sends a clear message to the Zeroth Empire: humanity is not to be underestimated. The battle is over, and Earth has won. The remaining Zeroth ships either flee or surrender, unable to fight back against the overwhelming force of humanity's resolve. Emotional farewell. As the remnants of the Zeroth Empire scatter into the vastness of space, the human fleet remains in place, silent and solemn. The victorious cheers from the crew are muted, as the weight of the battle, and the cost of their victory, begins to sink in. The loss of Lieutenant Bonner still hangs heavily in the air. His death, the ultimate sacrifice, was the catalyst for this final victory. Captain Caldwell stands on the bridge of the Endurance, her eyes fixed on the stars, remembering the fallen soldier. Bonner would have been proud, one of the crew members murmurs, looking at the smoking remains of the alien flagship. Captain Caldwell nods solemnly. "We all are," she replies. The crew, though victorious, can't ignore the emotional toll the war has taken. The battle may be won, but the cost is heavy. Earth's fleet has suffered losses, ships destroyed, crew members lost. Yet, in the midst of it all, there is a sense of pride, of relief. They've done the impossible. They've defeated the Zeroth Empire and secured humanity's future. The realization that they have not only survived but triumphed in the face of overwhelming odds gives them a deep sense of purpose and achievement. As the Endurance floats amidst the wreckage of the battle, Captain Caldwell gives a final order to her crew. "Prepare for the return home," she says softly. "We've done what we set out to do. It's time to go home." But even as they prepare to leave the war-torn space, there is a lingering thought in their minds: the war may be over, but the message they've sent to the galaxy will not soon be forgotten. Humanity may be small, but they are mighty, and they will not be easily defeated again. Reflections on victory. In the quiet moments that follow, as the Endurance and the other surviving warships begin their journey home, the crew reflects on their victory. The sacrifice of Lieutenant Bonner weighs heavily on their hearts, but they know that his death was not in vain. They have avenged him, and they have secured humanity's place in the galaxy. The war has proven that humanity, for all its flaws and weaknesses, possesses something the Zeroth Empire could never understand: an unbreakable spirit, a will to survive, and a refusal to give up. As Earth's fleet begins its long journey back to their home planet, the crew looks forward to the peace that they have earned, knowing that the price of victory has been high. They will return as heroes, but they will never forget the cost of the battle. In the quiet of space, as the stars pass by, there is a sense of unity among the crew, a bond forged in the crucible of war. They are no longer just soldiers, they are survivors, united by the shared experience of having faced down an empire and won. The battle is over, but the story of humanity's victory will be told for generations to come. And though the cost has been great, one thing is certain: humanity has proven that even in the face of overwhelming odds, they will always fight for their future. Conclusion. In the end, it's not the advanced technology or the power of the human fleet that defines this victory. It's the heart and determination of the human spirit that prevails. Earth has proven that no empire, no matter how advanced, can ever break the will of a people determined to fight for their survival. As the Endurance and the rest of the fleet make their way home, the future looks brighter, and the galaxy now knows that humanity will not go down without a fight. And with that, the final chapter of this battle closes, leaving behind a legacy that will echo across the stars for all eternity. After the fierce and hard-won battle against the Zeroth Empire, the vast expanse of space feels different. The quiet hum of Earth's warships as they return to their home planet is a stark contrast to the chaos and destruction they left behind. The Zeroth, once the unquestioned rulers of the galaxy, are now a broken and humiliated empire. Their fleet is decimated, their leaders defeated, and their pride shattered. With the battle over and their forces in disarray, the Zeroth are left with no choice but to seek peace. Captain Sarah Caldwell, now a hero and symbol of humanity's resilience, is chosen to represent Earth in the peace negotiations. The once mighty Zeroth Empire, arrogant and dismissive of humanity's place in the galaxy, is now forced to recognize Earth's new status. The terms of the peace treaty are clear: the Zeroth must acknowledge Earth as an equal in the galactic community, and they must cease all hostilities toward humanity. Earth's advanced technology, once a secret, has now become a symbol of strength and a tool for maintaining peace. In the tense negotiations aboard the Endurance, Captain Caldwell faces the Zeroth leaders, their faces etched with defeat. The alien warlords, who had once mocked humanity as primitive and weak, now sit in silence, unable to hide their shame. They had underestimated Earth, and it cost them dearly. Captain Caldwell stands tall, her eyes steady, as she lays out humanity's demands. The Zeroth are forced to sign the treaty, and for the first time in history, Earth's place in the galaxy is no longer in question. The peace treaty is not just a victory for Earth, it's a victory for all of humanity. It signals the beginning of a new era, one where Earth is no longer a helpless underdog but a strong and influential power in the galaxy. As the terms of the treaty are finalized, a sense of pride and relief washes over Captain Caldwell and her crew. They have done what no one believed was possible. They have not only survived but have emerged victorious. Final speech. As the Endurance and the other human warships make their way home, Captain Caldwell stands on the bridge, gazing out into the vastness of space. The stars seem brighter now, and for the first time, humanity's future feels certain. The war is over, and the peace treaty with the Zeroth is the beginning of a new chapter for Earth. In a private moment, Captain Caldwell addresses her crew, who have become her family over the course of the war. Their faces are weary but proud, and they share a bond that will last for the rest of their lives. She speaks to them, her voice filled with both sorrow and hope. "We did it," she begins, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "We fought against impossible odds, against an empire that thought we were nothing more than a nuisance. But we proved them wrong. We showed them that humanity, no matter how small, has the strength to rise up and fight for our future. We proved that we will never back down, no matter the cost. And in the end, we did what they thought was impossible, we won." She pauses, her gaze sweeping over her crew. This war wasn't just about defeating the Zeroth. It was about proving to ourselves that we are capable of so much more than we ever imagined. It was about showing the galaxy that humanity is no longer the underdog. We are no longer the weak species. We are players in the galaxy now, and we will continue to fight for our place. The crew listens, some with tears in their eyes, others with quiet pride. Caldwell's words resonate with them all, reminding them of the journey they've been on and the sacrifices they've made. This victory wasn't just mine, she continues, it was all of ours. Every life lost, every battle fought, brought us to this moment. Lieutenant Bonner, who gave everything so we could succeed. He's with us, in spirit, and we will carry his memory forward. The captain's words are a tribute to those who didn't make it back, those like Lieutenant Bonner, whose sacrifice helped ensure humanity's survival. His memory is woven into the fabric of their victory, and his death has galvanized them all. As the Endurance and Earth's fleet continue their journey back to home soil, the crew reflects on their accomplishments. They know that their victory has changed the course of history. Humanity is no longer just a footnote in the galactic story, they are now a powerful force, one that no one can ignore. A new beginning. The final scene shows Earth's fleet soaring through space, the stars stretching out before them like a canvas awaiting the next chapter. The once distant dream of humanity becoming a significant force in the galaxy is now a reality. No longer will humans be the quiet observers, watching from the shadows as alien powers clash. No longer will they be dismissed as weak or insignificant. They have proven their worth. Captain Caldwell stands at the helm of the Endurance, watching the stars as they approach Earth. A small smile crosses her face, the first real smile she's had in a long time. The war is over. The peace treaty has been signed. And humanity has proven its strength. As the fleet approaches Earth's orbit, the camera pans out, showing the vastness of space and the journey ahead. Humanity has taken its first steps into a new era, one where they are no longer the underdog. With the lessons of the war in their hearts and the strength of their victory in their hands, they are ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Conclusion. The war with the Zeroth Empire has changed everything. Earth is no longer just a small, isolated planet, but a formidable player in the galactic struggle. The peace negotiations with the Zeroth mark the dawn of a new era, one where humanity's role in the galaxy is no longer in question. They have proven that even against the most technologically advanced foes, the human spirit is unbreakable. As Earth's fleet makes its way home, there is a sense of hope that wasn't there before. Humanity has endured, and now, they are ready for whatever the future holds. No longer will they be seen as the underdogs. They will be seen as a force to be reckoned with. This is just the beginning. The galaxy, once so vast and intimidating, is now within humanity's reach. The era of AI supremacy may still loom in the distance, but with humanity's victory over the Zeroth Empire, it is clear that humans will not go down without a fight. The future of the galaxy is uncertain, but one thing is for sure, humanity will stand tall, ready to take on whatever comes next.